Hello, YouTube. I have been trying to restart my YouTube channel now for a few weeks, but every time I open up my video editing software, my whole computer crashes. And the other day I found out I had like 2,000 viruses on my computer. Like, what am I downloading to get that many viruses? I'm such a noob. Anyways, I have all these planned videos. But today I decided to just film a quick video on my phone about the coronavirus. I've been bouncing back and forth over the last few days on whether or not I should do this video. And today I decided to go ahead and do it after I watched Joe Rogan's new podcast, where he has an epidemiologist on there and just confirmed a few of the thoughts and feelings that I've had about the whole situation. So, basically, I'm seeing a lot of people kind of latch on, at least in America, to the same kind of talking points. Like, it's just the flu, it's just a cold, only the elderly die. And I just want to say, first, even if that were true, and only the elderly die, do you not love your grandma? Like, what? People are so mean. There's so many great elderly people out there. But besides that, it's not just the elderly. It's people, now the numbers are changing. It's people 65 and older, which personally I wouldn't consider elderly. And then it's the sick and the immune compromised, which could be anybody at any age. And then another study the CDC just released was people with diabetes. They're more likely to die from this, and almost 10% of Americans suffer from diabetes. That's pretty scary. So I've just been jotting down some notes. Here's some cool facts, okay? So 30 to 70,000 people die from the flu annually. And you gotta think, that's with vaccinations, and that's with precautions, and that's with herd immunity, which we have none of for the coronavirus, okay? We have none of that. So that's just crazy. That's mind-blowing to me. Makes me sad. Another thing I keep seeing is healthy people will be fine. Well, that's not true, because the World Health Organization lists even mild symptoms as pneumonia and lung damage. So even if you're healthy and young, you have the potential to end up on a ventilator from this. It's not just no big deal. Okay, this is another really good one. People don't seem to be thinking about the potential for this to overwhelm our healthcare system, okay? I think something like 20%, at least the last numbers I saw, 20% of the people that get this end up needing to be in ICU or on ventilators. There's not enough ICU beds and ventilators in this country to handle 20% of people. What happens when all of those beds are taken, all those ventilators are taken, and people are having problems in other areas of life? People are getting into car accidents or having heart attacks, or asthmatic people need to be put on air. They're going to be put on the back burner while healthcare professionals are dealing with this outbreak. Then more deaths are going to happen because of this virus, but they're not from the virus itself. It's from things like, well, lack of preparation, really, at the end of the day. And I hope that the administration's response to this and all the deregulation of companies and organizations like the CDC, for example, that you've seen over the last few years really puts into perspective how much we really need safety nets in our society. We need safety nets. We need proper health care. We need, one thing to look at, here's a great example. The fact that the healthcare professionals don't have masks, and people are getting in trouble for buying masks at Home Depot as if nurses are going to Home Depot for their stockpile. No, they go through suppliers. They should have had this backed up. They should have had warehouses filled with things that we need today for a pandemic like this. This stuff happens. consistently throughout history. There's no reason not to have precautions in place for it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's very frustrating. It's very frustrating to me, especially as a Canadian living in the States. I think I would be fine if I got the virus, but I don't have healthcare, so I don't really know what I would do. But I'm not even what I'm worried about. I'm worried about my little sister, who has struggled with asthma and pneumonia and deals with seizures. She would probably not fare well with this. And then there's my father-in-law, who he's over 70. He doesn't have the best health, and he works at a theme park. Like, it's just, there's people in my life that I could potentially lose, but even if there wasn't, I would still be worried for the rest of humanity. I really hope that this shows the American public how irresponsible of a president Trump is. Because I just saw a video of him at a conference literally saying that he doesn't want to let anybody that are on these petri dish cruise ships off the boats because he doesn't want to inflate the numbers that the states have regarding the virus. Like, how irresponsible is that? As the leader of the free world, you care more about having lower infection numbers because you don't want to tarnish the public's view of you than you do about making sure you squash the spread of this virus. Like, that is... There are no words to describe how messed up that is. And immature. As if, like, the numbers are what's going to tarnish people's view of you, not your just callous, blasé attitude about this. And it's weird. It's so weird and ironic, too, that so many of the politicians in this country fall under the higher risk people. Like, old, unhealthy people, you know? They all potentially could be more messed up than the average American because of this. What happens if all the politicians here start dying? Like, what are we gonna do? It's not funny. It's not funny. I laugh because it helps me cope, okay? Viruses don't just go away and die in the spring and summer. They do slow down. Their transmission rate slows. But it has the potential to come back. Now, if you look at the Spanish flu of 1918, it slowed down a lot in the spring and summer, and it came back in the fall worse than ever, killing over 200,000 Americans in October alone. And this is my issue. I think we've been like really, we're comfortable, and we've forgotten how easy it is for something like this to happen. And we feel invincible, and we're not. The administration needs to smarten up and deliver a concise and clear message to the public about how potentially serious this can be. Even if it just kills the weak and the elderly, if we let it spread and don't take any precautions, that could mean millions of deaths. That's not alarmist. That's just numbers. And honestly, I would rather that didn't happen. I hope people really start to pay attention to this. Do some reading. There's some amazing books out there. Amazing. Just even go to the coronavirus Reddit. There's so many good sources posted there. There's been a few videos posted there about exponential growth. I'll put a couple links in the description of this video. Definitely, like, check it out. Stay safe. Stay inside when you can. Wash your hands, of course. Man, it sucks. Like, I don't work in an industry where I could take time off. And on top of that, I work in an industry that's around food. So, like, I have the potential to be sick, but more importantly, I have the potential to be asymptomatic and pass this shit around to people that it might actually affect more. And I don't want to be a carrier, and I don't want to help contribute to the death of anyone, really. Like, I think we should all be worried. I think we should all be worried. And I think we should drop the ridiculous talking points. Like, it's just the flu, bro. And I've heard some crazy shit. Drop the racism. No, this virus doesn't just affect Asians. Come on. And idiots, stop licking subway poles trying to prove you can't get this virus. Ugh, that's disgusting. Even if this was a nothing burger virus, you shouldn't lick the pole of a subway in New York City. That's disgusting, okay? I'm surprised we've made it this long, honestly. So yeah, people. Take your vitamins. Lots of them. Eat healthy. Work out. Stay in shape. Don't drink so much. Try not to smoke if you can. All of those things will help you and help your body, fight stuff like this. If you don't believe anything that I'm saying, then maybe just shh and wait for this all to hopefully blow over instead of tell people that it's no big deal, because we don't know. It's March 10th, and as it stands, the last I checked, there's almost 5,000 deaths worldwide from this virus and over 6,000 critical cases. Hopefully that number does not get bigger.
Where are you going?